We grew up watching movies where the hero has this big dramatic moment. The music swings, they clench their jaw, their eyes light up, and then they go train for 6 hours straight. We thought that's how it works. You feel it first, then you go do it. So we've been waiting for our own movie moment, waiting to feel fired up, waiting for motivation to knock on the door like some kind of special delivery. But think about your actual life. Think about the last time you were genuinely on fire, crushing it, locked in. Did that feeling come out of nowhere while you were sitting on the couch? Or did it show up after you'd already been doing the thing for a little while? Almost every single time, it was the second one. You started, and then the energy came. That's not a coincidence. That's literally how your brain works. Your brain doesn't warm up instantly, and that's normal. Here's the thing about your brain. It's lazy by design. Not as an insult, it's just how it was built. Your brain is always trying to conserve energy. Anything new, anything effortful, anything that requires focus, your brain puts up resistance. It's like a car engine on a cold morning. You can't just floor it right away. It needs a minute to warm up. Scientists call the feeling of resistance before starting a task aversion. Your brain briefly exaggerates how unpleasant the task is going to be before you start. The anticipation feels worse than the actual thing, every time. There was actually a study where researchers tracked people's moods before, during, and after tasks they were avoiding. Before starting, high anxiety, low motivation. 10 minutes in, the anxiety dropped significantly. They started feeling engaged. This wasn't some rare personality type. This was basically everyone tested. So when you're sitting there dreading the gym, dreading the work, dreading the conversation you need to have, your brain is lying to you. It's telling you it's going to be awful. But 10 minutes in, you're usually fine. Sometimes you're even enjoying it. The problem is, we trust that initial feeling too much. We let it make the decision. Let's talk about the gym, because this is the clearest example most people have personally experienced. You wake up, your alarm goes off, you said you'd go to the gym this morning, and immediately your brain starts negotiating. I'm tired, I didn't sleep great, I'll go tomorrow. My muscles are probably still sore anyway. One rest day is actually good for recovery. Your brain will literally construct a reasonable-sounding argument for why not to go. So you drag yourself there anyway. You're low energy. You're not excited. You do your first set and it feels rough. But then, somewhere around 10, 15 minutes in, something shifts. Your blood is moving. Your body temperature is up. Your brain starts releasing endorphins. And now, you're actually in it. You're picking up the weight. You're pushing harder. And by the time you finish the workout, you feel completely different than you did when you walked in. That feeling, that energy, that satisfaction, it wasn't waiting for you at home. It was only available on the other side of starting. And here's the important part. The version of you that didn't go to the gym that morning never got access to that feeling. They stayed home. They told themselves they'd go tomorrow. And they spent the whole morning feeling kind of blah, kind of guilty, kind of low energy. Because they were waiting for motivation that only shows up when you move. Action created the mood. The mood did not create the action. Okay, now let's talk about work. Creative work especially, but this applies to any kind of task. You sit down to write something. Could be a report, a script, an email to a client, whatever. Blank page in front of you. And you just sit there. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes. You check your phone, you get up and get water, you come back, still blank. And you think, I'm just not feeling creative right now. I'll wait until the ideas start flowing. But here's the thing. The ideas don't flow into a blank page. They flow from you engaging with the page. Every writer who's ever been serious about their craft knows this. You've probably heard someone say, I write badly first, then I fix it. That's not just humility, that's literally the technique. You start writing something, even if it's garbage, even if it's just typing out your frustration about not knowing what to write. And that motion, that engagement with the work, starts pulling actual thoughts and ideas out of your brain. There's a famous story about the novelist Graham Greene. He made a rule for himself: 500 words a day, every single day, no matter what. Not 500 good words, just 500 words. Some days, those words were trash, but the act of writing them got him into the headspace where real writing happened. His mood didn't dictate his output shaped his mood. Same thing with any job. You have a task you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a spreadsheet, maybe it's making calls, maybe it's editing footage. You sit down and say, just 15 minutes. You set a timer, and you start. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be fast, just start. And 9 times out of 10, when the timer goes off, you keep going. Because you're in it now. The resistance was at the door. Once you're inside, it's gone. So if starting is the answer, why don't we just start? Because waiting feels safe. Waiting feels responsible, almost. Like you're respecting the process by making sure you're in the right state for it. You tell yourself you're being strategic. I'll do better work when I'm fresh, when I'm focused, when I'm ready. But that's not strategy. That's avoidance with a good PR team. The truth is, waiting feels comfortable because you don't risk failing while you're waiting. You can't mess up something you haven't started. So the longer you wait, the more you protect your ego from the discomfort of actually trying. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. Because now there's also guilt piled on top of the original resistance. You feel bad about not doing it, which makes you feel less capable of doing it, which makes you want to avoid it even more. It's a loop. And waiting is what keeps the loop going. The way out is almost embarrassingly simple. You just make the starting point so small that resistance can't justify itself. Don't tell yourself you're going to write for 2 hours. Tell yourself you're going to open the document and write 1 sentence. That's it, 1 sentence, and you can stop if you want. Don't tell yourself you're going to have a full workout. Tell yourself you're going to put on your shoes and walk to the gym. If you get there and want to leave, fine, but put the shoes on. Don't tell yourself you're going to deep clean your whole apartment. Tell yourself you're going to clean 1 counter, 1 surface, 2 minutes. What you're doing is tricking your brain past the aversion point. Because remember, your brain exaggerates how bad the task is going to be before you start. Once you're in motion, that exaggeration drops. The resistance was at the gate. You just have to get past the gate. This is sometimes called the 2-minute rule. Make the entry point to any task take less than 2 minutes. Not the whole task, just starting it. And starting changes everything. Here's what this really means for your life if you actually apply it. Every day, you have dozens of moments where you're waiting to feel like doing something. Some of those things are important: your health, your work, your relationships, your growth. And every time you wait, you're betting that the feeling is going to show up on its own. But it won't. It never does. The people who actually get things done, the ones who seem disciplined, who seem like they have more hours in the day, they're not waiting. They figured out that the feeling is a reward, not a prerequisite. You do the work, and then you feel good about doing the work. That's the order. You don't earn the right to start by feeling ready. You earn the feeling by starting. So next time you're sitting there waiting to feel motivated, waiting for the mood to hit, waiting for tomorrow when maybe things will feel different, remember this. The gym gets easier 10 minutes in. The page gets easier once you write 1 line. The work gets easier once you open the tab and just begin. Stop waiting for the mood to give you permission. Take 1 step, any step, and let your mood catch up. Because it will. It always does.